começo stream todos os dias.
Shields up, Iron Breakers. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. I am here today with Globku, who is magically appearing because he is a magical noob.
Nice.
You didn't see that one coming.
It's an honor to be here in the Ruri Cave with a K. I'm copywriting that, trademark.
All the good stuff.
Pretty cool. Yeah, nice place. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I like your setup.
You like my setup?
It's really good, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm very jealous of your studio.
It's a studio.
It's a
different,
studio.
but
it's
like
very different.
back when I was in an office, it was nothing like this. This is really cool.
Like I've spent a lot of time setting up everything. But anyway, hopefully you guys are ready because today me and Globku got to go over to Nintendo and we got to try out the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So you guys are watching some footage right now of Globku fiddling around with the controller. We got to try out the controllers. We got to try out the console. We played it when it was plugged into the TV. We played it when it was off the thing. We played it with the controllers separated. We played it with the regular thing, the charger.
Yes. I think we tried all the different combinations.
We tried all of the combos.
Yeah, one of the biggest surprises that for me at least was not only the different controllers that you have, because that was public already, but also like just playing with a single Joy-Con. The first demo we tried 1-2 switch, like you can hold that Joy-Con in so many different ways.
Dude,
and
it's like the Swiss Army knife of controllers, right?
A little bit, yeah, definitely.
You can do so much stuff with the Joy-Con. So the very first thing I think is going to be in people's minds when you're talking about the Joy-Con, since we went the Joy-Con route, it's going to be the HD Rumble.
Okay.
So I think
let's go there.
I think you and I are going to have a bit of different opinions on the Rumble. But then again, I think it's also because of something that happened specifically on the demo that I used it on. But we can talk about that. So HD Rumble allows you to have a lot of precision in how you feel the different vibrations in the controller. Now, in this specific example, we got a couple of our friends here, and they are trying to figure out how many balls are in...
Yes.
Yep. How many balls are inside that wooden box that you guys can see on the TVs there, and you're supposed to do this by feeling the way the thing vibrates. So, Globku, tell me about your experience.
My experience, it's all documented, but basically I got it right both times. Like I was able to count how many balls were inside the box.
I just can't get over the fact that this game is called Ball Count.
Yes. And look at how I'm holding the controller.
That's actually me.
Oh, sorry. Look at how Rurikan is holding the controller. Like that's not a conventional way to use a controller at all. Now the question is, how many games are going to use this? Probably not a lot, but the potential is there if the developers want to take advantage of something like this. And I think the HD Rumble is a real thing. Why would we disagree on that?
So the thing was, in my specific case, due to the fact that so this thing is random, right? This game is random. This is 1-2 switch, and it's a game called Ball Count. And basically, the number of balls inside the box can be either, I think it's 1.
It's from 1 to 9.
From 1 to 9. And in my case, I got 9.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, actually, here was 6, and I actually got it right.
You got it right first.
I got the first one.
But then you got 9, and 9. It's hard to feel 9 balls.
It's very hard.
I mean, I've never done it, but I think it's hard to feel 9 balls in your hand.
So I was trying to figure out how many balls are inside the thing, and the only way that you really have to do it is like you twist the thing in a way that all of the balls go up, and then you start trying to count how many balls are hitting the bottom thing. But when it's 9 of them, it gets tricky. Now, I definitely think HD Rumble is interesting, but I don't know, man. I kind of felt like it felt more... I mean, it definitely felt more realistic than any other kind of Rumble we've experienced. But at the same time, I didn't think it was super groundbreaking, is what I'm saying.
I don't see other games doing stuff like this. The ball count, that's not what I want to see from this technology. But the fact that you can feel different vibrations from the top to the bottom of the controller at different intensities as well, like that's a major step up from what we have in the traditional Xbox One and PS4 controllers, where you have basically 2 motors, one for low rumbles and one for heavy rumbles. and it's either the controller vibrates a little bit or it vibrates a lot. Like that's the difference. And here you can feel the vibration in different spots within the controller, and it also the intensity changes in those specific spots. And I thought that was very, very impressive. And I don't want to see more ball counting games.
Yeah, exactly.
But will probably add to the immersion of playing a game. Like, you already play games where the controller vibrates all the time to represent an explosion or something. So imagine if that was done to the next level where you can feel more specific things.
Like, one of the best motion experiences I've ever had, and I've mentioned this multiple times, is No More Heroes. Like, I want to see them use HD Rumble so that you can actually feel the lightsaber, like, charge up.
Something like that.
And people
be cool.
who know No More Heroes, you guys know that you have to do the wood.
Sorry, you have to do what?
And the wood to charge. It's just a gesture that you had to do on the Wii in order to charge a lightsaber. You had to do that. And so I want when you do that so that you actually get some kind of an actual HD vibration feel to it. And I want to see what that is. The other stuff that we played, since we're going the 1-2 switch route, we played. What was the name of this one? It's like.
It's the cowboy.
It's the cowboy.
Quick Draw.
Quick Draw. Yeah. So I played Quick Draw. First time I shot the dirt, and then I killed my opponent.
Yeah, both shot the dirt. Like that's one of the things that you think you've raised the controller enough to press the trigger, but no, that requires some practice actually.
Yeah, but
this was all right.
I thought this was cool.
It's like the basic thing that you use to show the console almost. Like if you have a Switch at home, this is the thing that you're gonna use to show your friends. Hey, look at this thing. Just press one button as quick as you can. I got
the fastest draw right there. I love how apparently I pointed up and then pointed down and then shot. It's like the movement was so fast though. It's kind of weird how it registered that, but it was cool.
The weird thing about 1-2 Switch is that you can't play it without having fun almost. Like we were laughing the whole time. Any of the mini games, it's just fun. It's weird.
We got to show them the cow one. The cow one, it needs to happen like right now because we're going to wrap up 1-2 Switch. There's supposed to be 28 games in 1-2 Switch.
I was impressed by that.
Yeah,
I thought it was like 6, but no,
there's a ton of games on there. We only got to play 3
games.
So this is probably
and that's going to be $60, right? That's why it's going to be $60.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be $60. This game right here is probably going to be the one that everybody is going to laugh at you for trying this thing out. So I thought this game was the interesting thing about this game is how, all of the other games that tell you look your opponent in the face while you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's very awkward to look at someone's face when you're doing this. But at the same time...
I don't know what you mean.
At the same time, it was really funny. Look at that. That teat is going to bleed soon.
I like that you milk the cow's tits not only with your arm, but your whole body is going back and forth. Like you really put your body into it. That's an interesting technique.
Dude, it's like Reggie, dude. My body is ready. My body is ready for
ready
the
to milk that cow.
So, and you're talking about this, but I only got 10 cups. You got 12.
I got 12 cups because I'm the superior. I have the superior technique.
He has the superior milking technique. Look at how focused he is right now.
It's impossible to take any of this seriously.
You just can't do it. But it's
here's my special technique.
Oh my god.
That's how you get 12 cups. Look at my opponent. He's struggling.
He's looking at you. He's like, what is he doing right now?
12 cups.
12 cups of milk. That's how much we squeeze.
So yeah, a lot of sexual innuendo in 1-2 Switch, but I think that's what makes for the best party games.
It's
in a way.
I think 1-2 Switch is gonna be a lot of fun. Like a lot of people are giving it shit, but I think once you get into the other, all of these games that it has available to it, I think that there's a lot of really good stuff there.
I think people easily dismiss this as gimmicks. But the thing is, the simplest games make for the best party games for people who are non-gamers.
Yeah, just look at for instance what sold the Wii, the original Wii. What sold like ridiculous amounts of that platform.
Yeah.
It was Wii Sports.
Wii Sports, yeah.
And what portion of Wii Sports specifically? It was friggin' tennis. Wii Tennis.
Right.
Like, most people bought it for Wii Tennis. Maybe you got the bowling one as well. Bowling was cool too.
Yeah.
But it's like it was tennis and bowling. Why? Because it's super simple. Anyone can get it. And this is the same concept. 1-2 switch, the exact same concept. It's actually taking it to another level because you're not even looking at a screen.
Right.
Like, the screen might not even be there.
Although in the cow milking one, I thought looking at the screen was actually an advantage. Like, because you can see how much milk is coming out, so you can perfect your technique like that.
Yeah, you can perfect your technique.
But who cares?
Your milking technique. You can perfect it if you look at the screen.
Yes.
But at this, I don't know. I had a lot of fun with 1-2 Switch. He showed some footage of 1-2 Switch. I hadn't seen the sword game before. Like we don't have footage of that because we didn't get to play. But it was like this game where you actually fought.
They showed that at the Nintendo Treehouse after the Switch reveal.
Yeah,
so
there's
that
one
footage of
particularly looked like a lot of fun as well. So I definitely wanted to see more of that. But hey, that's 1-2 Switch.
Oh, so that's not actually sword fighting. You don't know what that is. So that's basically one player has a controller, and the other player is trying to catch the sword.
Oh, that's right.
So basically, one holds it up above his head,
like
and the other one has to catch it.
They showed the footage like you were actually...
Because it's a video.
I don't know.
They did a lot. But 28 games.
Who knows? There's a lot of stuff in that 1-2 Switch. I'm definitely curious to see more. And I think it's going to be very, very interesting, particularly what you guys are going to do up there. Because, like, I'm going to be here alone when I get the Switch, right? You're going to be up north with all the magical noob crew. You're all going to doing all...
Yeah, but I don't know. That's probably not going to be the ideal scenario. We're all gamers, and we're probably going to try all the games, and that's about as much fun as we're going to have. I think this is going to work really well.
At parties.
Yeah, at my house. Yeah, at my house. Back in my place. Like, just friends come over. My girlfriend's going to freaking love this. And
actually, it doesn't even have to be your house.
Her friends are going to love this as well.
It doesn't have to be your house. That's the good thing, right? Because you can just take the console with you.
Yeah.
You put it on the stand mode.
Battery life would have me...
No, you can charge it through USB.
Right.
You have
right, but then it starts to get to be a hassle, you know,
because you have to disconnect the console.
Now I have to plug this USB into somewhere, and I'm not even back in my place, so I have to. Do you have a USB port somewhere where I can plug this console?
It's not just USB. You have like forget the name of transformer to plug it in.
What, a power bank?
Not a power bank. You have just like a thing you plug into the socket.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes.
It doesn't come in the box. You have to buy it.
No, it comes in the...
No.
It's the same as the console, I think.
No.
No? Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't even get a USB cable in the box.
Oh, okay. Then you're going to have to get a separate device to charge it.
Yes.
Okay, well, yeah, that does become a bit of a... But you still have a decent battery life out of that thing. And it's friggin' 1-2 Switch. It's like, it's slideshows. That's the only thing it's going to use.
The battery would have me worried. I'm not going to say
I think you can probably
work, but I would worry about the battery.
If you have 2.5 hours of Zelda...
Yeah, you at least have
You can probably get 4 hours out of 1-2 Switch.
You're optimistic, okay.
I mean,
sure.
Come on.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Because, I mean, it's supposed to vary between...
2.5 and 6?
2.5 and 6.
Yeah.
So 2.5 being the lowest end with the highest game. And I mean, Switch does not seem like the kind of game that eats up a lot of resources. Right. Switch is basically a glorified PowerPoint, almost. Let's face it, the interface of that game...
with some video tutorials.
Yeah,
that's
a couple of video tutorials, that's it. So it's like, because again, you don't need to actually look at the screen. So it's whatever. The presentation's super simple. So I think you'll get like 4 hours battery life out of that one, most likely. So 4 hours battery life for a party game. Are you guys going to be playing 1-2 Switch for 4 hours straight?
There's 28 games in there, but you probably have a point. We're probably not going to play 4 hours straight of a game.
I don't think you're going to play 4 hours of 1-2 Switch at your friend's house when you're going over for dinner. Right. I don't think that. And if that's the case, I think you'll just take your friggin' power thing.
Probably, yeah. No, you definitely have a point. Yeah, it's that kind of game that I think will appeal to non-gamers.
Yeah.
And just I always think that stuff is great because I get to share my favorite hobby with people that don't share that favorite hobby.
Yeah,
you know?
a lot of the people in the gaming community, they're like, oh man, this stuff is really lame and whatnot. But it's like, at the end of the day, you need to understand that if you want to bring someone into gaming who is not into gaming, You can't be like, yeah, dude, Dark Souls, it's the shit, man. Just friggin' get in there, die a bunch of times, you're gonna love it. You know, you can't do it like that. You have to ease people into it.
By the way, Dark Souls is the shit, man. You should get it.
You should get it. You should totally play it and have a lot of fun with it.
I don't know. Are we doing? We're done with 1-2 Switch. I got some more footage, but I don't know.
We're pretty much done with it. I liked it. Okay, I was kind of.
I liked it a lot too. Like it gets dismissed as a gimmick, but I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I just had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun with that one. What should we tackle next?
We played the Splatoon next.
Splatoon. Yeah. Okay, let's talk Splatoon. So, I had already played Splatoon. This feels very similar to the original Splatoon with a couple of new weapons. The performance was actually really good. I love the art style. I've always loved the art style on Splatoon. I don't know about you. You hadn't played the previous one, right?
No, this was my first time with Splatoon, and aiming Splatoon. Is super awkward with motion.
Here's the thing: you were aiming with motion with a pro controller.
Yes.
Yeah. So aiming with motion is made to be used with like the Wii U gamepad, or when you have the thing out of the docking station and you're actually using the screen.
So when you tilt the screen, you're still looking at it, and not like with a pro controller. You tilt the screen to the side, but the screen is still in front of you, and the controller's to the side, and you've got a weird position in your body, and your axes are all...
If we had to compare it to something that's probably easy for people to understand, is like aiming with the DualShock 4 on Gravity Rush 2.
Yeah.
You don't do it.
No.
So I don't think a lot of people are going to be doing motion aiming with the friggin'...
It's definitely something I'd turn off if I had the choice, but I don't think I had the choice in this demo.
Yeah, in the demo we couldn't do it, but now I'm going to tell you something that you're going to be surprised.
Ooh.
Most of the really high-level players of the original Splatoon, they all swear by motion aiming.
I bet, yeah, because it's that kind of thing where if you're playing with mouse and keyboard, you can really aim. You can aim really fast at something that's really far, and that's the same with motion. Like it's hard to get it precise. It takes a long time to practice, but you can get there.
I think with practice, I think even with the pro controller, it can get good. But you could also use the right stick. Like I used the right stick to aim a lot of times, but it was weird because like when you have the regular controls, the motion controls on, and you're trying to aim with the right stick, it gets a little bit awkward. Like I couldn't aim downwards a lot of the times.
That's the thing. Like the right stick does left and right, and motion was doing up and down.
Yeah, it was doing up and down. Right?
And it was weird. Like you'll see me trying to adjust during this gameplay. You'll see me aim side to side a lot and not understand why I can't hit my targets, and that's because I just have to aim with the controller. You kind of have to aim both ways.
Yeah,
thumbstick and control, and that's a weird disconnect in your brain. So
yeah, I think that they should have definitely given people the option in the demo, just like, look, just let us turn it off. Because a lot of people are just used to right stick aiming, and we're going to be fine with right stick aiming. Because I've heard that complaint from a lot of other people who've been checking out on the Switch and stuff, and everybody's like, dude, aiming with the motion thing is awkward, and yeah. So.
And how was playing this on the screen? Did the motion bother you at all? Because you played on the screen, I played on the pro controller.
No, it didn't bother me. Like what bothered me was that I was trying to aim down with the right stick, and I noticed it wasn't working. So then I would do it with the controller. So it was whatever. So I would do motion to aim up and down because I noticed that the right stick didn't seem to be doing it. Because like again, we have to remember this is a demo, and the control options were very, very limited. But at the same time, let's talk about we've said that the controls are awkward right now for this particular demo.
Yeah,
I think this is something we can adjust.
Yeah, it's something I'm gonna adjust in the options.
We're gonna adjust in the options when we get the final version. How did the gameplay feel to you, other than the awkwardness of the controls?
I think I love Splatoon. I really do. Like if after playing all the games they had available there, the Splatoon was kind of the one that I kind of want to play more of this, you know?
So
I obviously want to play more of Zelda, but they had a limited 20-minute demo, and instead of playing that 20 minutes, I probably would rather do some more Splatoon matches. Splatoon. Yeah.
So the cool thing about Splatoon as well is you probably know because you didn't play the first one, but there's a whole like gear aspect to Splatoon.
Yeah.
So like you actually unlock gear and you purchase new gear, and gear is used for two things. It is both for style, because you can see that it's a heavy stylized game. You got a beautiful art style, which I really like. I don't know if you dig this kind of like super colorful.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah. So you got the super solid gameplay. which is different than just shooting and killing people. Like, the objective is actually just painting the map, which is pretty much a different way of playing the game. So, like, if you're not the best person at shooters, you can still just grab a roller and really contribute to the team winning.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of variety in the kind of roles that people can take. You can also play the sniper. You can do all kinds of stuff. But then on top of that, you also have this, like, almost loot game. It's almost Diablo-like, where you can get all of this loot at stores and stuff. And that also changes the way that you play, because, like, different. You can have the same weapon with different specials.
Yeah.
So, like, right now you had the special where you had the jetpack. Maybe you can get that same weapon, but instead of that, you would have, like, mortar shots on your specials.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And you can mix and match to make your perfect combo of fashion and, gameplay.
Yeah. You make a
stuff.
loadout.
Yeah, you create a loadout, but it's a lot of fun. I liked it. And it also had some single-player missions, which were basically like solving puzzles as to how you would navigate a certain map using the ink and whatnot to your advantage.
I heard that had some interesting puzzle stuff.
It did.
But it could have been explored a lot better.
I didn't play it all the way. Like, I like the boss fights. You would go into a boss fight and you would have, like, okay, here's the weak spot, and then you do this, then the boss does something different, then you have to use ink to make up, or the boss will paint the whole map with the opposing ink, and you have to use your own ink to be able to navigate and stuff.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I liked the single player. I mean, it was not the best. The best stuff was definitely the multiplayer matches. And there's also, like, ranked modes, and there's like a vibrant, how should I explain it? Variety of stuff that you can do in the original Splatoon, and I liked it. And there were also, like, these events that they would do. So, like, for instance, they would go and say, cats or dogs? And then you would pick one, and then you would play matches, and depending on which team kind of would win more, then it would be, okay, dogs win.
Okay.
Stuff like that. They had tons of stuff like that in the original Splatoon, which I was even surprised that they called this Splatoon 2, because I thought they would just, like, port Splatoon over and continue that way.
Do a Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Where they call it Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
And it's just Mario Kart pretty much with all DLC and a couple of new things.
Yeah.
From what I could tell, at least.
But it's also kind of what this looks like, right? There's a new weapon, and I think all the previous weapons, like the roller, for instance.
The roller was there, yeah.
Yeah, you can, but with the roller now you can jump and splash ink, which will throw ink.
You could have always splashed ink.
But jumping and splashing, I think, now does a sort of a wider, not wider range, but a longer range.
It might. I didn't check up on
so
it.
Like they have little tweaks like that for each weapon. I don't know if that one in specific was in the first game, but I know they have, like, this thing. You saw that? But it feels like patch changes almost, right? Because
it doesn't feel like something that would justify the name 2. But then again, this is just a demo, so we don't know everything else. That's
coming. True. They haven't even talked about the single player.
What they're doing for single player on this one. So.
And I don't know about the maps because I didn't play the first Splatoon. But this, I could just call this.
Hey,
this map was on Splatoon 1. Like, I don't know if this is a new map.
This is not on Splatoon 1. But the other interesting thing is that we're talking about how there's this one new weapon, which is...
I can't use this.
You can't. Globku didn't know that in order to use super jump, you had to target.
Here we go.
That was a really good jump.
Well, fuck this. I'm not using this anymore. God damn it.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we're talking about how there's this new weapon, the dualies or whatever. But it's like they released new weapons every month or every 2 months in the original Splatoon.
Yeah.
So there's like already a batch of weapons on there. I'm even wondering if they didn't show more weapons on this because they were just like, look, we don't want to overwhelm people that haven't played Splatoon before.
Right.
But I have faith in Splatoon. Let's put it like that. I like the original a lot. The reason I didn't play it more is because I was the only person that I knew that had a Wii U.
Yeah.
And playing a game like this alone gets old like pretty quick.
I like Splatoon a lot, and I want to play it.
Oh yeah,
that's
we're definitely going to be playing some Splatoon.
I like the fact that this is very similar to the first Splatoon doesn't bother me at all because I didn't play the first one, but I can see someone being pissed that they have to pay a lot of money for a game they already practically own.
But it's like, here's the thing, right? There's never been paid DLC in the original Splatoon. So everything has been free. So it's like, here's new weapons, here's new maps, and they supported that game, I think, for like either 1.5 years or 2 years with constant updates either every month or every other month, where they just like, here, have some new weapons, here, have some new maps, and just like constantly doing that kind of stuff. So I can't really say that people have got cheated on the original Splatoon, you know? So
yeah,
if they continue to support this with DLC upcoming and whatnot, just like they did the first one, then I think people are going to get a lot of bang for their buck.
For me, it's not a problem because I didn't play the first one, so don't really care. But it's it's. We'll wait and see what else they have to offer, I guess. Because I think it's still early. Like this is not coming out on the first month, is it? I think this is one of those like summer.
I think it's spring. I don't know. I don't have the release list here. But like we've done that. Me and Globku, we've done that for like social media and for the original TGN. We've covered that stuff.
Oh,
but it's coming this year.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll do a quick Google.
You're gonna Google it. Yeah. You're gonna Google when Splatoon 2 is coming. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
So
what next?
The other thing while we're talking about it, can you show the footage? Actually, no, you can't because you're Googling.
For what?
I wanted the footage for when I was playing with the actual console because I wanted to bring attention to a couple of things.
Okay. We can't stay here too long.
Okay. We have very strict limits on how much we can show of each footage.
Yeah.
So this right here is I'm actually playing Splatoon on the like the console outside of the docking station, and I wanted to show you guys because like the way the console appears.
Play the game, goddammit.
Yeah, just like skip a little bit more forward. Okay, the way the console looks, even looking at it now, it actually looks like it's bigger than it actually is.
Huh.
You know, like when you hold this console in your hand, it is actually, at least to me personally, it was a lot smaller than I originally thought. And not only that, I also felt it was a lot lighter than what I originally thought as well.
I think we can actually show stuff, because you rotated the console a bit before starting to play the game, and maybe that won't get us in trouble because we're not actually showing the game.
Yeah.
So that will be fine. Yeah. Look how light it is.
Look how light this thing is. And it's like it still has like a big chunk of metal in the back that it's used to lock the console so that I can't like put it in my bag and steal it.
Yeah.
Oh,
those
look,
are shoes.
There's the water.
There's a capture card.
I think we're showing the Pro Controller here.
Hey, there's a Pro Controller. Oh, you took a while to frame this right, didn't you?
Yeah, I took a while to frame it right.
There you go.
Well, while we're on the subject, how did you like the Pro Controller?
It's lighter than DualShock 4 or the Xbox One controller, but it feels practically the same, except it's lighter, I guess. That's the one thing I could say. But like other than that, it feels very similar to the controllers that we know. It's not like... It's not a revolutionizing thing, but it's lighter, which is nice.
And it's also got the
HD
Rumble feature thing. Is this when I do the thing where we show the console yet, or?
Oh man,
we're just kind of sorting through the videos here, you guys. This is like raw footage straight from the event. We got here from the event. We started the live stream almost instantly. That's why we're still like figuring stuff out.
This is when they were telling us, "Hey, we're waiting on you," and we're like, "We're ready." And they're like, "No, you didn't play the tutorial yet." Oh, there's a tutorial.
Whoops.
Okay, we were just showing the console.
We were just checking out the console, but
there's just 6 people waiting for you. Okay.
How did you feel playing the console? Like I like the quality of the screen. I thought the quality was good.
Super sharp.
Yeah, super sharp.
Love it.
Even at 720p, like you can if you really look into it like very close to your face, you can see the jaggies and all that stuff. But ultimately, I think like this feels like 100 times better than the Wii U gamepad.
Well,
I know you haven't used it.
No. Okay.
But we can do that now.
All right.
That's the good thing. We
now.
can do it now. Here you go. Here's let me clean it up just a little bit.
Ooh,
it's got like fingerprints all over it and stuff.
It's a bit gross.
I'm going to just open up on have you heard of the Wada Wada Plaza?
Oh.
The Wada Wada Plaza?
Nah.
You don't know about the Wada Wada Plaza? It's okay. We're booting it up right now, you guys. This is the...
oh, such quality.
The software update is complete.
That's always good.
It's updating, but like... Oh wow! Apparently I'm playing Yoshi's Woolly World, so that's good.
Okay.
No, I was showing this to my kid one of these days. Come on, boot up already. But like you can see the quality of the screen right now.
Yeah.
Comparing that to the
First of all, the Switch has a much bigger screen while being a smaller console than this.
Yeah.
Because this has a lot of like all this area is
not
a lot
of bezel.
Screen. Yeah.
There's a huge bezel, and on top of it, it's like. I think one of the criticisms that people have had for the Wii U gamepad is that it looks like a child's toy. You know? It doesn't look like some... I mean, I guess the black version you can't really tell that much because it's black, but it's like... You have all these rounded corners. You have this big block.
What do people have against rounded corners?
I don't know.
Rounded corner.
I mean, I don't know. I've heard... At least I personally have heard a lot of people complaining about how this looks like a child's toy, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, you look at the Switch, and it looks like a more, it looks like a more grown-up console, almost.
It looks like a tablet.
Yeah, it looks like a tablet.
That's what it is.
And it's like,
just a tablet.
It's thinner. Yeah. It's actually lighter.
Like
Isn't it lighter than this?
All this stuff that you have on the Wii U, all these curves, like there's nothing. It's flat. And it's thinner than this.
Yeah.
Much thinner than this. And
is it? I want to say it's lighter.
It's about the same, probably. Like the weight is weird because the one we had that metal thing in the back, and that was adding a little bit of weight at least. But I think maybe lighter, sure.
I think it might have been lighter than the gamepad.
But doesn't feel like this feels a bit cheap in comparison to...
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. This thing feels way cheaper. Like
all this plastic in the back, like that feels way cheaper than the Switch.
You pick up the Switch and you're like, no, this feels like a sturdy thing. You know, like it was well built. Whereas this one, like, I'll shake it and you can hear, waka, waka, waka. There's something loose in here. I don't know what it is, but there's something loose. I've never dropped it.
Probably
this thing
don't
is
do
brand
that
new,
anymore.
And it's like, there's something shaking in here. Like, I don't have complaints on the gamepad. I've used it a lot of times, and a lot of people say it's awkward to control with it. I don't think so. But, like, you pick up the Switch and you pick up this gamepad, and you're like, no, the Switch just feels like it's been way better done.
Yeah. On the other hand, though, like, my natural grip on controllers in general is index finger on the first button and the middle finger on the second, on the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that with the Joy-Con. The Joy-Con does not let me do this.
It's too small.
Yeah. So the Joy-Con, I had to use the middle finger to hold the controller, and then the index presses both. And I don't know if that's going to be a problem for some games.
Well, my natural is actually doing this.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with it, but I can see that if you're doing this...
Like, that's my natural stance, and I couldn't do it.
Playing like this...
On the Joy-Con.
On the Joy-Cons is not... On the Pro Controller, it's fine.
Pro Controller, fine.
Pro Controller is fine, but like on the Joy-Con, yeah. Because the Joy-Con trigger is much smaller than this.
What the fuck happened? Is this frozen?
I don't know. I think my friggin' Firefox froze up, which is great.
So I was like,
that happens.
I've seen this chat a half an hour ago.
Yeah, it's refreshing right now. Like, my Firefox has been pretty damn broken lately.
I noticed the timer has stopped. What's going on with the stream?
Yeah, I've been looking at OBS as well. Like, is my stream exploding? But no, the stream is going fine. It's just like friggin' Firefox exploding.
Yeah, maybe don't open like 1,000 tabs at the same time.
It's not my fault. This computer hasn't been rebooted in over 24 hours. Anyway,
you were just over it. Anyway, sure. Let's talk games. I chose Splatoon. You want to choose something else? What do you want to talk about?
Let's go Snipperclips.
I wish we had good footage of that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Snipperclips, the camera focused the wrong thing. So on Snipperclips, they had us play in the, what is this called again? The tabletop mode?
Yeah.
I think it's called the tabletop mode.
Basically, just holding half the controller.
You got the kickstand, and we're playing with half of the controller.
Half the controller is not as bad as I thought. You know,
it's not that bad.
You do need the grip, the thing that ties around your wrist, because that gives the controller a little bit extra length, and that's that black bar that you see on top of the blue or the red controller. If you don't have that, the controller is just too small to hit those triggers, and that is tough. So you do need that thing, but that thing comes with the Nintendo Switch. It's just a bit more of a hassle when you're trying to play stuff and you have to mount the
thing. But it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. So the footage you're seeing is not great because it's too white, I would say, because the camera was focusing on the hands and it just said, whatever. Game is not important. So some elements of the background, you can't see it as well as the game appears to be, and so you'll just have to trust us when we say that this game looks great.
As a matter of fact, it's like if we aren't using the sound because there's a lot of background noise on these videos. But like if you were to hear the sound of the first time we played Snipperclips, it would just be loud laughter. What are you doing?
I was putting
You're gonna kill someone?
Yeah. I was raising the volume. See if
you're trying to rip headphone users in here.
Sorry.
But like the thing about it is that this game is just a really cute game that does a lot of things really well. So it's a puzzle thing, and what you do is you always have these default shapes, and you can cut the intersection whenever you intersect these two dudes. Like you'll see me intersect Globku here, and we're gonna set up to do a little cut.
Oh no, cut away, because this is inappropriate.
What's
Okay. So yeah, and basically you have to fill up or the shape that is showing up on the screen. And there's other types of puzzles where you have to cooperate. And yeah, it's really original, and I love the fact that you can sort of do whatever shape you want. Because like for these sorts of puzzles where you have to fill in that whole space, there's a solution for that. But for this one, for instance, like you have to press the pencil, and I can give you whatever shape I want.
Yeah.
You just have to be able to press that pencil on the left, and then I can have whatever shape I want, but the only thing I have to do is catch the ball and put it in the basket. So because we played this before, I'm giving Rurikan a pointy end so that he can do that, and I have sort of a cup on my head that allows me to catch the ball. I'm the yellow and he's the pink. So like, choose whatever shape you want and sort of figure out how you want to do this. Rurikan thought he could lift the ball here.
We can lift the ball. It's definitely possible.
It's a hassle. Go press the button, Rurikan.
But it's so much fun. The really cool stuff that you can do. Like give us the
look at the faces of these guys. Like they're so cute animations.
Animations on these things are so amazing. Like whenever you cut the other one, there's like that, and then I'm trying to cut him, and the game knows because I'm pressing the buttons, and the game will like change the eyes on your dudes to like be more aggressive or be more passive.
Yeah.
When that came up, and it's like I loved this game. This game was like I think one of the most surprising things.
Yeah, it was
at the presentation because like I had heard about it, I had heard good things about it, but I had not actually played it. So here we have to press. Look how the character was giggling when I cut. He was like, because we cut that little bit, and now he's gonna drop the pencil. I'm like balancing it, and we're gonna guide the pencil into the pencil sharpener over there. And it's just these kinds of physicsy things with the cut mechanic, and I just think this game is genius.
Yes.
And it's one of the really good examples of cooperative play. Like I've heard a lot of people talk about Overcooked, for instance, and how that was amazing because you actually have to work cooperatively with other people, as opposed to like, say for instance, something like Gears of War, where cooperation is not super necessary. You're more just like you're there to help shoot.
Sure.
And then there's a couple of events where like, okay, now we have to both do this thing.
Yeah.
And these games, you actually have to constantly cooperate. Like here, we're trying to cut each other up in a way that I can actually burst the balloons. And I'm cutting Globku into a shape that he has a hook to pick up the balloons. It's just so creative.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the thing that makes it for me, or that distinguishes it from other cooperative games, is that not only do you need your partner to figure out the solutions to the different puzzles, but this game looks boring if you play it by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, this is a co-op game through and through. And like we said, it was, I think, the best surprise for us.
Oh, yeah,
like, we had so much fun playing this. It's really good.
We were just like...
But...
The very first time, we're just, like, laughing the whole time. Just like...
It's really hard to recommend it to someone who's not going to have someone to play, right?
If you're not going to play this in co-op, it's super hard to recommend this to anyone. Here we're discussing Globku, cut me like this so that I can become this triangle with a beak, with a pointing beak, so that I can burst.
I didn't know what kind of triangle you wanted to be.
I'm just like, just chop it.
Chop it.
It's like I'm putting my hand on the table and I'm like, do it now. Chop my pinky finger. We're going to do it.
It's like, chop more. I'm like, no, less. Chop more. Step back.
There.
Let me just take that little piece. There. Good. Okay.
So cool. So now Globku...
Go blow up balloons.
So now Globku basically has a hook to pull balloons down, and I have like the balloon popped in his face and he opened up his eyes. There's so much charm and good gameplay in Snipperclips that it just blew me away.
Yeah.
The whole thing just blew me away.
And like, this is one of the advantages of the Switch, is that you don't need to buy a second controller, because you can just split your controller in half and you can always play with someone else.
And again, playing with these small controllers, I didn't have any issues on the games that we played like this, which I think was only this one.
Yeah, but you do need that grip. You do need that grip.
You do need the grip to play like this. Yes. You definitely need the grip, because the grip increases the size of the controller a little bit. Otherwise, it's not comfortable enough. But the grip comes included. So
sure. And also, I don't know how this is going to work for long periods of time. If you do plan on playing one of these games for a long period of time,
because you
might start to get cramps on your hands.
We only played like 20 minutes each game.
Yeah, it's not a very natural way to hold a controller.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. but probably don't do it for a long time. But again, like these sort of more social experiences, like you're not gonna do it for hours on end, probably.
But it's like you think of the original NES controller. It's just that big old square.
It's just a square. Well, it's the shape of a controller. Let's make it a square. I don't know. I like rectangles.
It's a rectangle.
I like rectangles.
I think I never actually played an NES. I mean, I think I played it maybe once or twice, but like I didn't own an NES.
I played the Mini.
And nowadays, it's like, yeah, I saw the controller on the Mini, and I'm just like, this is the most orthopedic thing you could possibly put in your hand.
Yeah. Controllers have come a long way, turns out.
Like the shape of these ones works way better than the classical Nintendo controller. Like,
sure,
it's soft. I think it works fine.
Sure,
I didn't have a lot of problems with it.
Nah. Snipperclips, biggest surprise.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Definitely, we loved Snipperclips, and I would, if you have someone to play it co-op with, I would highly recommend Snipperclips if you are getting a Switch.
Okay. Really fast, let's just say that, what's the name of this game? What's the name of this Bomberman?
I'm just going to call it the Bomberman for the Switch.
The Bomberman for the Switch is a bad game?
Yeah.
It's a bad game. Like, I don't know.
I didn't like the art on it.
Yeah.
I didn't like the controls on it. And I didn't like the animations on it.
And it's like, classic Bomberman is already outdated. You need a new hook. And this is sort of like just 4-player Bomberman trying to kill each other with sort of poor controls and I don't.
It's like I can't.
It's too floaty in a way. Like you're not gonna stop in the place that you're gonna stop.
I can't get into these the animations. I think is what really gets me. Like I'm looking at this game and I don't like the art style. I don't like the way the characters are animating, and I almost feel like some of the bombs almost look like animated GIFs. Like they look like they're not even friggin' 3D objects. I don't know. And then you look at that explosion. Like the explosion has the same, like how should I put it? It has the same sprite for every flame.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing, and I'm just like, I hope it's because it's a demo. Maybe the final version is better, but I did not care for this game at all.
It was a bad demo. And speaking of bad demos,
oh god,
let's just get the bad stuff out of the way real fast.
We're gonna get the bad stuff out of the way.
Let's talk about.
Did you just delete it in Rage? Oh no, it's still there.
No, it's still there. I was looking for it. Like we don't need to talk about this for too long because this game's out. This is the Ultra Street Fighter whatever. It's the version that came out for the Xbox 360, I guess, and it just has 2 more characters, which is Evil Ryu and Violent Ken. Like those are the new characters for the Switch.
Violent Ken, in fact, is the Ken that goes home and beats his wife.
Yeah, this is a bad version of Street Fighter 2. Like I love the look of it, but then these sprites it's like. The animation is off by a few frames.
The animations felt weird.
Super weird. Yeah.
I didn't care for this Street Fighter. I was actually excited to play it because, the thing about this Street Fighter was also I wanted to play this Street Fighter with the Joy-Cons. Because
they didn't have it.
They didn't have it though.
No.
So we couldn't play with the Joy-Con. Yeah. We could only play this demo with the Pro Controllers. Because I was curious to see how are you going to handle a Street Fighter game with just analog stick.
Right.
And that can't be easy. But ultimately, we had to use the Pro Controllers. On Pro Controllers, I thought the game controlled whatever, but it's like just the game itself, I don't know, didn't feel like a very good Street Fighter.
I think Nintendo chose the wrong Street Fighter to have in their platform.
What are you thinking, like Alpha 3 or something?
Sure, man, but like that's not going to look HD, you know? Like that. I think that's why they chose this one. Because this one has those HD textures. Yeah, it looks good in screenshots and trailers and stuff, but it feels terrible.
It definitely looks good, but it feels bad.
Yeah.
That's the thing about this Street Fighter that I have to say.
It's the wrong Street Fighter.
It's just the wrong Street Fighter.
But I think those were the 2 bad experiences we had.
Yeah, those were the 2 bad things we had. I mean, I think most of all of the other stuff. Oh, dude. I love this one. This is so good. I love it. Like I was actually tired after 2 fights or something. I was like, dude, my arms, they're hurting because I was like just like really jabbing, and I just did the motion and the camera wasn't on, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Sure, man. So
this is Arms.
This is Arms. You're on the left, I'm on the right, and then we realized we were swapped because I was player 1.
Yeah.
So at some point we swap. But yeah, this is the game that you play with the Joy-Cons, one in each hand, and you just point your arm forward to punch. You curve your fist to curve the... Oh, there we go. There's a tutorial here, right?
Yeah, we were.
So this is going to be great to
we were talking about it, and we completely ignored the tutorial. And then when we actually look at the TV, it's like, oh, look, the tutorial is over.
No, we didn't. We played the tutorial. There was a
tutorial.
This was the tutorial to strap the things to your wrists. I'm now realizing. But, that's...
And then we start playing, and we're like, oh, we're in the wrong spot.
We're in the wrong spot, Rory.
Uh-oh. Tilt to move.
Wait, this feels wrong. I'm on the wrong side. Yeah, so basically you tilt the Joy-Con to
your character
move
was way faster than
forward,
mine.
back, to the sides. And this was probably my least favorite bit, was the movement. Like,
yeah,
you will tilt your controllers without realizing you're tilting them. And... it's like your character is moving, but you don't want it to move, and it takes you a second to realize, I gotta pull back on the controllers.
I mean, you don't have a lot of experience with motion gaming, I want to say, right? Because you didn't play the original Wii.
Yeah, and so, no VR, pretty much. They used motion ever, yeah.
But it's like, since I played the Wii, I was more used to the, motion controls. But it's like...
And you still lost?
Yeah, I still lost. I still lost. Because you picked an overpowered character. Look at that. Your character was overpowered.
This is just a tutorial.
Yeah, but the thing about this game is, like, I think the motion people are going to get it eventually, and it is actually not as bad as I thought. I thought it was going to be really hard for you to, like, move around. It is not super hard. It's just you tilt it slightly sideways, and then you just, like, your character moves. That's it. Mm-hmm. And then you have all these special things you can do. Like, you can perform grab moves. You can perform the special like this, and you can just, like, spam it.
Yeah, and that's the tutorial. Like, you got to block, you have a grab, like you have those fighting game things that counter each other very naturally. I think...
How did you feel about this game?
I enjoyed my time with it. I just feel that if it wasn't for the motion, for the fact that you're controlling this with motion, this probably wouldn't be getting as much attention, and people would easily dismiss this as, just another gimmick game. But the thing is, I think the motion makes the game control worse than I would like it to.
Yeah, it takes a while for you to get used to how the motion works, for sure. And
so at that point, why am I even using motion? Just because
you're using motion because it's fun. Because it's fun. Because it's like, by using the motion, you can bring someone in who has never played the game, and they're going to be on...
They're going to be frustrated because you're going to play way better than them. You're going to counter them at everything they do. Like, this is not that type of casual game.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I mean, it's like, it's the kind of game that you can't play. You have to wait until someone comes and plays so that you're at the same skill level.
Right. This feels like it has enough depth to be a competitive game, but not enough tightness in controls to be a competitive game. It's how I feel about it. Like, it's fun for sure. And I think there's a ton of stuff that we haven't tried in this demo because we did 2 fights.
Yeah.
And so there's more characters. There's more sort of weapons to use in your...
And not only that, there's characters. You can change the type of fist that you have. And by changing that, it actually changes the types of attacks you do. Like your special right there where you threw the...
tornadoes or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell those things are. The chakrams. It's the Xena Princess Warrior weapon.
Yeah.
That's what you were throwing at me.
Yeah.
And then you can change. You can see us trying to change the fists here. I went with the double boomerang thing. I didn't actually understand what those did, though. It just felt kind of like everything else. But no, actually, I think these have more control. You can kind of like do the twisting thing more than with regular fists.
Uh-huh. But, so I don't want to leave the wrong impression. I had a ton of fun playing ARMS. I just don't think the longevity is there.
I don't know, because this also has online multiplayer.
Yeah, but like the game itself, like I don't. It's not finding new opponents or finding new strategies. That's not what concerns me. It's just the game itself. I don't know if I could endure it for much longer. I feel like I was having fun because the motion stuff was new to me. Yeah. Because I think remove that and what is this game?
Yeah, if you remove the motion stuff, then ARMS is just, I don't know.
Is it a good fighting game?
I don't know if I don't know.
It's a bare bones.
I don't know
fighting
because
game,
because you can't imagine this game without the motion fighting. That's the thing.
Yeah, and once the novelty is gone, like what's left? That's my concern with ARMS. But I had fun. I had fun playing it. Like I don't want to be here dismissing. Hey, thank you so much.
Just block the camera.
But we should thank him for this because
then we got to fight again.
We got to fight again. We got to fight a second match because he blocked us. If he didn't block us, we wouldn't get to fight a second match.
But it was. I personally really enjoyed the game. I think the game looks like a lot of fun. Whether or not it has the longevity, I don't know. Because again, this is a demo. We get to experience.
We had 2 fights.
A slice. We get to experience a slice of what the game is. Who knows what kind of modes the game is going to have? Can you imagine if the game maybe have it as a 2v2 mode? We don't know.
Oh boy, how would that?
I have no idea. Like imagine you have someone over.
Like the targeting is automatic because you only have one opponent. How would you target 2 players?
Dude, I don't know. Who knows what other features they might have? I mean, let's just say if the game is just this and then just like more sceneries and more fighters.
Is this worth $60?
I don't know.
Ah, right. Now it starts to get. Now we get to the tough questions, right?
That's when it becomes real tough. Is this worth $60? I don't know.
Isn't this a launch title?
ARMS, no, but it comes shortly after.
I think it's March, right? It's March, somewhere in March.
No, I think...
Someone Google... I can do that.
I don't know, dude. I don't freaking know.
What are we doing here?
What are we doing? I thought, why don't we have a Switch over here? I thought this was the hands-on video. We should have a Switch on us right now.
I can show you video of our hands on it. It's pretty much it. Fuck. Release date 2017, so it might be
2017.
Yeah.
Okay, I think they have it down by the month by now, but I don't remember exactly what the lineup was looking like. But it's like I'm not sure whether or not I would pay $60 for it, but it is definitely a title that I would be very curious to check out.
Right, and we're talking $60. We don't even know if it costs $60.
We don't know how much this is going to cost, so we don't know.
Just guessing. I guess.
But it's like another good thing about this game is that this game is a friggin' workout for your arms.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I am ashamed of myself.
That after 2 fights, you were like, "Man, my arms are hurt." I'm like, "Fucking what,
dude? You do 50 push-ups every morning. Not everyone is like a fucking Super Saiyan warrior. Keep it in your pants."
Fucking tired. Like you're really putting your body into it, though. I can see it in the video now.
Like look at you. You're just like, and I'm just like, I'm like, really
that's all you need.
No,
right?
but
that's
dude,
all you need.
I'm getting immersed into the game, dude. I was actually like doing proper punches.
Hey, Mr. Immersed, you got defeated. Yeah.
Thanks, bro. But yeah, ARMS. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know about the longevity. You yourself don't know about the longevity.
No, don't know.
We'll see.
Sure. We'll see.
We'll see what comes out. We'll see what all the features are like, and we are going to see because we're going to be checking all this stuff out when it comes out on the Switch. I'm going to be showing you guys that stuff.
Maybe.
And so is Globku. What do you mean maybe? We are.
I mean, ARMS definitely, but I don't know about the launch stuff. I don't know how early we're going to get a console.
Oh yeah, that's
like after the console comes out. Yeah, we'll have Switch coverage, both of us for sure. But I don't know how early we're going to get a console. That's the one thing that concerns us. Really fast as well, I guess we can talk about.
Fast RMX.
Because you played a lot of this on the Wii U, right?
Yeah, I played the original. I don't even remember. I think the original was just called Fast Neo. This one is Fast RMX.
I just want to point out that for Rurikhan to be in the webcam frame, he was standing like this and playing like full spread.
Full spread legs.
And it was really funny to see that at the event. Like everyone was like, "What the fuck is he doing?" But otherwise, he wouldn't be in the camera frame.
Yeah, because like in order to capture footage off of the screen, you need to be in the camera frame. Otherwise, they don't want you to just film off of the screen because that would be kind of awkward. And so I'm actually way closer to the television than you should probably be.
And at this distance, it still looks so sharp. Like it looks really. You hear the stuff that people are talking about. Oh, it's the NVIDIA Tegra. It's for mobile gaming. Dude, this looks amazing.
Yeah, this game is really good. Like the original one was already really good. I really liked it because this game just focuses on one thing, which is speed. Going fast. So the gimmick of this game, if you guys are curious, is like you'll notice that whenever I'm playing, the ship will be switching colors between orange and blue. And you have to target the right color to go through the right boost pad. And if you do that, you get a big ass boost and you get to go faster. I'm checking to see if I'm still in frame.
Hi, camera.
But it's like, I'm a huge fan of Wipeout. So when like Sony closed Liverpool studios, I was like, fuck no, what have you done? Because they're the guys behind Wipeout.
Right.
And we haven't seen a new Wipeout since 2048 on the Vita, which playing Wipeout on the Vita, there's frame drops. It's not the best system for playing Wipeout in. So when this thing came out on the Wii U, I was addicted to it. You guys have probably seen videos of this on the channel.
You're a Wipeout guy, and you know, because we're talking about Nintendo, shouldn't we be talking F-Zero?
I've never played F-Zero though, so I don't know if I like F-Zero.
Got it.
So it's like, this is kind of like the F-Zero answer right now to Nintendo. People are always asking about a new F-Zero.
I think these guys made this game as sort of a proof of concept to go, hey, Nintendo,
let us do F-Zero.
Let's do F-Zero.
You're not the first person to say that.
Yeah.
But it's like, the game is super solid, super fun, and it's all about just how fast can you go with the anti-gravity ship, and I personally really, really enjoy it. The controls are tight, the frame rate is silky smooth. This is silky 60 FPS when you're playing this. The visuals are, you're not going to get a good look at them because you're going so fast, so I think they're good enough. You know, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to sit here and say the visuals are super impressive. It's like, the resolution's super sharp. Game looks great, but it's like I can't actually stop and look at the visuals, you know? So you're looking at stuff going so fast. For all you know, those things could barely have any pixels in them.
Yeah, but the visuals are the sense of speed as well. The backgrounds, the particle effects.
The art style is beautiful. I love the art style, the futuristic stuff. I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
I love this game. I think it's a lot of fun. You played it too. This was the first time you played.
I did one race.
You did one race. How'd you like it?
It's good. It's fast. It's
it's good. It's fast.
I don't like the rubber banding. That's the one thing I don't.
Oh yeah, in this demo you have. I think you can turn that off in the full game.
Oh, perfect.
I think you can turn off rubber banding because
great.
They do that so that the AI can catch back up to you and whatnot, so that you can catch back up to the AI. But you can turn that off in the full game. Although I remember when I played the full game in some of the tracks, I would turn that off, and then I think the AIs would cry.
Man, capturing the screen with this camera does not give good visuals. So this is
because of
Sonic
the lighting,
Mania.
Dude. That's what I was telling you. You need to turn the lights on, otherwise.
No, but TVs are fine. It's just this screen. So this looks a lot like the Sonic I remember.
The original Sonic, with the exception you have Tails in here, and you can do the. I don't even know what the name of this thing is. I don't know what to call it, but it's like Spin Dash. Spin Dash. You can do Spin Dash. Because in the original Sonic, you couldn't do Spin Dash.
What? Yes, you could.
No, not in the original one.
What are you talking about?
Sonic 1?
For Genesis?
Yes.
Yes, you could.
No, you couldn't do You couldn't do Spin Dash in Sonic 1.
No.
You couldn't.
No.
I'm telling you right now. Sorry, dude. I played a crap ton of Sonic 1. You could not do Spin Dash.
You were young and you didn't know how to press two buttons at the same time.
Yes, I did. You could not do Spin Dash in Sonic 1.
So Sonic Mania looks a lot like what I remember of Sonic.
Yeah, it looks like Sonic 1.
I think that's the biggest compliment I can give it for now. I want to see what else it does. I saw the trailer talking about something called Drop Dash, which is as you jump, you press down and go straight into a dash. I tried doing it multiple times. I asked the Nintendo representative about it. He said, "Oh yeah, I saw that in the trailer too. I don't think you have it in this demo." So I couldn't try that out. Like, I'm really curious about that thing because it feels like a very natural thing for Sonic to have. Yep.
It controlled great.
Yeah,
and it looked good. Basically, it looked like the original Sonic 1 from the Genesis. That's the art style.
With high res. Right, like those pixels are not Genesis level.
Yeah, it's slightly higher, but I wouldn't say it's a lot higher than the Genesis. I would actually not say that.
No, it is a lot higher than the Genesis.
Well, maybe my memory is like just really foggy.
That's fact. Like it's running 720p. Like the Genesis didn't get anywhere near 720p. Like,
yeah, but it's like
that's not even a question.
I really like the fact you had Tails on there, because like just having Tails. I don't know. I always liked having Tails follow me around, personally.
And he mimics your moves.
Yeah.
So like when you jump, and he also attacks.
Not just that. Yeah. Sometimes he'll go out of his way. Like there, he went out of his way to pick up the ring.
Right.
So if you noticed,
yeah.
He saved the day right there, basically, because he picked up the ring and we didn't die. But,
exactly. So yeah, Sonic Mania is looking like it's made by someone who understands these old games, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think if you liked the original Sonic games, you are going to love Sonic Mania.
And I think we have one last real quick thing before we jump into The Legend of Zelda. and I think this is the last thing we played. And oh god, it's capturing the thing. But I think this actually looks okay.
What do you mean? It looks good.
Okay.
This looks good.
It's the first one that we're capturing the console directly, that it's looking good. So we play this with 4 players via Wi-Fi, right? The Nintendo Link thing.
Yeah, the Nintendo Link thing. And I didn't feel any lag. Did you feel any lag at all?
No.
I mean, they got it down with 3DS ad hoc. I never had issues with that.
Right.
So I guess that's just never been an issue, really. I guess the thing that's kind of new, well, not even putting 4 players together, because we've done that with Monster Hunter as well. You can do that.
You can do 8 now.
Yeah, but you can do 8 with this, but we haven't done 8. I wonder if Splatoon was actually doing 8 players ad hoc.
Yeah, sure.
Because there was no server.
Right.
I mean, one of them was a server, but yeah, that worked great. I like the ad hoc fun. That's actually something that I really like, and I wish you could do that with other consoles almost. Like, I almost wish you could put 2 PS4s next to each other and just hey, talk. Can you talk to each other and just forget about the internet? Because you know that one of these days
they actually can. And
no.
you know this. You've
you've
bought a Pro. You've bought a Pro. You synchronize the counts without a cable.
Yeah, but what I mean is talk to each other and play video games.
What I'm saying is they have the ability to talk to each other.
They have Wi-Fi.
They could take better advantage of it.
Yeah, but anyway, let's focus on Mario Kart.
What is this console? It's a Switch. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't know the difference. Did you play the
original?
Nope.
No. Okay.
You know me. I don't have a Wii U.
Yeah, this is Globku's first time handling it. I don't want to say handling a Nintendo home console because you played the older ones, but
dude.
When was the last Nintendo?
It's probably my first Nintendo home console now that it's talking. Yeah, I played some cheap versions of the NES, some knockoff versions that came. I'm serious. I bought
Globku's first Nintendo console.
It was a Polystation.
The Polystation.
Yeah, it came with 999 games, which was Mario, Duck Hunt, and a couple of other Nintendo classics. It was just 10 games, and then game 11 was Mario again, but starting on level 2.
Okay.
And they said, "Oh, you got 9,000 games or whatever." So that was my first.
So this is your first
sort of Nintendo console.
So this is the first time you're actually playing Mario Kart.
I played a lot of Nintendo handhelds, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, so home console is probably the first.
You're doing pretty good with the I forget the name, the drifting.
I played Sonic All-Stars Racing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. But I mean, I couldn't tell a lot of difference from the Mario Kart 8. I've played Mario Kart 8 a bit. I mean, but I'm not super professional with Mario Kart 8, so it's whatever. I know how to do the drifting, and that's about it. But it felt super solid. We were both playing on the screen. It was running at 60, right? This was running at 60, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah, it was running.
The lines are blurry. Yeah.
It felt good. Played great, just like the original. Not the original, but Mario Kart 8 played great as well. I don't know exactly what's coming new to it besides all the DLC that you had in the previous one, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I like Mario Kart. Mario Kart's fun.
It's all right.
You don't like Mario Kart?
Not really.
You're not a fan of Mario Kart? Wow. Dude, Angus is going to kill you.
It's a type of racing that I don't really like. It's about nailing the drifts and catching the boosts and using the power-up.
And using the power-ups on people, yeah.
It's not really my cup of tea. Let's start Zelda by showing it coming in and out of the console. Because this is the thing with the Nintendo Switch is putting it in and out of the console. And, Rurikon, you spend a lot of time doing it.
It's there's a lot. You get 20 minutes to play Zelda, and 5 of those minutes is cutscenes before you even get to play. I'm just trying to get outside so that we get a good look at the thing coming out.
I think you put it in and out again.
Yeah, that's the way you do it.
And then babies come out. All right, so here's Zelda on the TV. There's a cutscene, and now Rurikon is gonna play. He's controlling Link, and he's spanning the camera. And now, look at this. This is the magic of the Switch. You pick it up. Ta-da!
And then you have to press the triggers, though.
So
I think that's new.
I don't know if this is because there are multiple controllers synced to the console, though. Because this had 2 sets of Joy-Cons and a Pro Controller. So as soon as you take it out, it's which controller do you want to play with? And you hit A on the controller. And now the picture takes a while to get it to the TV, but that's the capture card's fault.
That's the capture card, yeah.
It's faster than this.
Yeah. Basically, we had
showing behind the scenes stuff.
Basically, we had a capture card plugged into that, and the delay from the capture card going to the TV is why it's not immediate. Because we did it without having the capture card on there, and it's actually just like instant get in, get out, and it works.
We had a capture card because of this. We captured the footage. We actually got the Zelda.
We actually got to capture Zelda footage. Which one is this? This mine or yours?
This is yours.
This is mine?
You play better. Mine was a no weapon run. It didn't go great.
Globku couldn't find weapons, so...
No, I chose not to.
Globku chose to do a Zelda pacifist run, and then he crushed a spider with a piece of... Did you actually kill it?
A magnet. No, it said thank you for playing.
It said thank you for playing. We ran out of time before Globku got to crush something with a magnet.
There's nothing new here. This is like the first E3 demo.
Yeah.
It's like a 20-minute thing, and then it says thank you for playing at the end.
Yeah, it's like the first time that I got to play it, where I did a video of my impressions on the game the very first time I played it, and I want to say I played more there than I played here, because there was not a lot of people when I was playing it there, so I just kept going and going and going and repeating and repeating. And also they had like a version that didn't have all these cutscenes. But, okay, so let's start. This was the first time you played Zelda, right?
This one, okay, because we just talked about...
Yeah, no.
We just talked about my virginity with Nintendo home consoles.
I'm talking about the first time you played Breath of the Wild.
I played a lot of Zelda. Yes, this is my first Breath of the Wild.
Your first time with Breath of the Wild. So, first thing, let's talk about the art. How do you like the art style? Very distinctive art style, which is something that Nintendo likes to do with their games. It's like, a lot of the games on the Wii U, they're not graphically superior, let's say, but they have a very distinctive art style, and that also allows them to not only have simplicity, but also good frame rates and still look really good, like Super Mario 3D World, that kind of stuff. Zelda, they're trying to do something similar, but they haven't gotten to the 60 FPS.
No, in fact, they go below 30 here and there.
Yeah,
it's not the final version.
This is not the final version, so we don't know what it's going to look like on the final version, but right now we've seen a lot of frame dippage.
And this is on when the console is docked.
Yeah, when the console is docked.
So I don't know how this is going to play handheld. They have a lot of work ahead of them and not a lot of time, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the E3 demo. Like, it's been covered forever.
But you haven't played it. So let's talk about how it feels.
Okay. So I guess there's a unique thing with the Switch if you play with a Joy-Con, because you can use the motion of the controller to control some of your spells and aiming and stuff like that. So if you're a motion guy, which I think we've established I'm not, you can do it that way with the Joy-Con.
I liked playing it with the Joy-Cons, like just having one in each hand, because it reminded me of the Wii, and I really liked the thing of having just like being able to not have your hands like stuck on a controller the entire time. You can actually move your hands around and still be playing.
Yeah.
Like, everybody makes fun of when the guy that was at the Nintendo Switch presentation, like, he lies down on a couch and then he just kind of puts one arm down and the other arm still holding the controllers. Everybody makes fun of that. I actually think that's a really good thing.
Right.
Because you don't have to be in the same position when you're playing, basically. Like, right now, if I'm playing any other console and I want to put my arms down, you can't. You have to keep your arms up at all times holding the controller.
Huh. Or you can do some weird stuff, but sure.
Yeah, you can do some weird stuff. But I'm talking like actually be comfortable and put your arms down and just relax for a bit. A lot of people downplay that. I think that's actually a really good thing. And an interesting thing that I've noticed is playing that way, it was actually more comfortable for me to remove the strap thing that makes the controller bigger so that I could grip the controls better when I was playing. Because this gameplay that you guys are watching, I'm playing with just the Joy-Cons.
And they're not even hooked to the main thing. Like, you're just playing with one in each hand.
Yeah, one Joy-Con in each hand. It takes a while to get used to it. You'll see me a couple of times that I'm struggling to turn the camera because you have to kind of play it a little bit differently than you would with a regular controller, but I think it's worth it, and it is very relaxing. It is very relaxing to play that like that. You've tried it too. You didn't like it as much.
No, I can't put my fingers on the triggers, man. It's I feel weird because I don't have fingers on all the buttons. Like, that's how I grew up playing consoles, and now all of a sudden it's like
you can't put your middle finger on the triggers, is what you're saying, and that is a problem.
I prefer the Pro controller for this kind of thing, for sure. If it doesn't require motion, and I say require because you can use motion in this game, but if it doesn't require it, I'll just go Pro Controller for sure.
So first thing, did you climb stuff? I think we don't climb a lot on my run.
No, I know. I know. I saw 3 days of Zelda streams back at E3.
So you know that you can climb anything.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Dude, like, this game looks amazing. And I think what it's doing, it's awesome, like, very emergent gameplay, style of gameplay. But I think people know that at this point.
Yeah.
And I was just I don't know. I was trying to focus on what was new, and there wasn't a lot of it, I guess.
Yeah, basically this feels like the exact same demo that I played back on the Wii U a couple of months ago. I played a demo. It was the exact same thing.
I guess if you have a Wii U, don't feel bad about not getting a Switch because of this game. If
you're just getting a Switch to get Zelda Breath of the Wild, I would say you don't have to, because Nintendo is actually going to do right by you, and the Wii U version is not that much of a... I wouldn't even say it's a downgrade, because like looking at the visuals here, sure, it looks a little bit better, but I think a good TV will make more difference to you than a Switch.
Definitely.
Basically.
And that's something people don't realize
sometimes. People sometimes don't realize that a good television, instead of like maybe you have a crappy LCD monitor or something, like a good television will actually give you better imagery than maybe a new console. And I think that in the case of Breath of the Wild, that is definitely going to be true. So it's like, if you have a Wii U and you're just like, dude, I just want Breath of the Wild, just get the Wii U version, really, and you're going to be fine.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to point out here?
Let's show them that bit.
That moment?
That moment. There's a very special moment in this playthrough right here.
It's a special moment. Was it before or after you cooked?
I think it was before. I want to say it was before. Yeah, it was before. It was before that.
Oh, okay.
It was before that too.
Okay, here you died, and then you killed these guys, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, so let's start here, I guess.
So we did something really interesting because, like, we didn't have a lot of time to play Zelda, so we wanted to do something funny.
So, yeah, let's just like see what we can do with this game, right?
So first, we put this boulder in there. That boulder somehow triggers an explosion, and
I think it fell on a barrel.
I think it fell on a red barrel, and then these dudes died. And then I was like, okay, this is cool. So we can go over here, pick up the steak, and then I was like, okay, I want to set something on fire.
We knew
that there were red barrels inside that skull-looking thing.
Yeah, but the last time Ruri played the demo, he had a bow and arrow, and he just shot it. So here we sprint, or Ruri sprints, and you can't sprint if you have the fire.
Yeah.
So we learned that, light the torch again, and here we
go. Now, guys, let me show you how I deal with all of my problems, okay? This is how I deal with all of my problems in life. So right now, there's a problem, and the problem is that cave over there with the skull-looking thing has got a lot of... What are they called? Bokoblins? I think they're called bokoblins. It's got a lot of bokoblins in there, and we got to clear it out. And this is how you clear it out, you guys, okay? This is emergent gameplay strategy number 1. You come in here, and you blow everybody up, okay? And now that everybody is dead, you're like, okay, I win. But you can't pick up the chest yet. We still have to go outside.
Yeah, there's one dude outside who's alive. I think it's impressive how you survived that.
Link is one tough son of a gun, dude. He does not care.
Yeah.
He just like goes in, blows everything up, and then just like walks away.
I also found it funny that you defeated the guy outside, and then you go to the chest that you just unlocked, and it's fire arrows.
And it's got fire arrows.
And it's like, oh, that's useful now. Thanks.
I could have used fire arrows a little bit earlier.
Yeah. I also like your cooking a lot.
Oh yeah, you like that I cooked that disgusting meal?
Before that, actually, like that was a really funny moment.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to like. Oh wait.
So like you need fire, and you're trying to find fire. Then you remember you have fire arrows, but it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, but it's like ultimately this is one of those games that I was gonna play no matter what, because I liked what I played earlier, and you know, playing the game today didn't really move me one way or the other. It's just like it's a game I'm gonna play.
Yeah,
I love this game. Looks good.
I really want to spend time here.
Yeah,
which is something we can never do in these demos.
Yeah,
like,
you got 20 minutes. It's like the only thing on your head when you're playing this demo is like, oh dude, I got like
20 minutes.
I got like 2 seconds left. I better do something cool. So here I'm trying to cook.
So 2 mushrooms and a jelly, I think.
Yeah, I wanted to try 2 mushrooms and a jelly, but I messed up somehow.
And we were like in the background, put a tooth in there.
Yeah.
Add a tooth to the recipe.
And I was like,
it's
no.
like, no, that's gross.
So
I'll cook.
and then I missed it, and then everything burned. I was like, no.
And the stuff changed though.
Yeah, like stuff still changes if you just throw stuff in the fire. Like, you remember when you started playing, you ran into an apple that was close to a fireplace, and it was a baked apple.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it was close to the fireplace. There's a lot of systems like that. You put fire on the ground, it spreads through the grass. You put, as a matter of fact, at one point in the other demo, I actually picked up like a fire rod. And I threw a fireball, and it was actually dry grass, not like this one that's green.
Okay.
And I set a blaze to the whole damn map. Like, everything was just burning down.
Interesting. So, dry grass will spread fire faster than the green grass.
Yeah. The whole game has a ton of systems like that. Like, for instance, I don't know if you've seen people do the catapult.
No.
You've not seen the catapult? Okay, so there's this thing that you can do with the magnet thing that you had. Which is you can basically put a rock and then you can grab like a slab of metal.
Yeah.
And you put the slab of metal on top of the rock and it will be leaning. And then you go to one of the ends of the rock that's touching the end that's touching the ground. Then you grab another rock, you drop it.
Yeah.
And Link will just like shoot up because it's like a catapult.
Okay.
So there's physics in the game.
And then you glide.
And then you can glide using that. And then
were you using motion for this?
Yes. Yeah. I was using motion for aiming and it feels very, very good. Like, I liked the aiming on the Wii. As a matter of fact, I was a big proponent of it. When I first saw my first shooter, I don't even remember what game it was that was using aiming on the Wii for shooting. But I instantly told people, this changes everything. Unfortunately, it didn't. Because it didn't at all. Like, and I was very disappointed because, like, dude, shooting like this, like, a lot of people don't realize it, but shooting with motion like this is the way to do it right there. And that's the future of shooting games as far as I'm concerned.
You're having some trouble with the targeting, I remember.
No, it's because
Your
like
on fire.
It's because
yeah. Poof.
It's like you're talking about we've been playing Neo, we've been playing For Honor,
and
then you're playing Zelda, and it's like these are three very different games,
all the timings
very different combat systems. So it's like I was struggling with a couple of things.
Sure.
What I was trying to do is I was trying to dodge. We didn't get the flurry in there. Can we get the flurry like at the start where I did the perfect dodge?
Sure. If I could find it.
Like I wanted to show you guys the flurry.
Was it this guy?
Yeah, I think it was this guy, but I think I already did it.
No, you kill him. No,
I think I had already done it.
I don't think it's that guy.
You sure?
I think it's this guy.
This guy?
Yeah. You gotta pull out your weapon. Pull out your weaponry.
No, you don't have to. I'm pretty sure you don't have to. Like, I'm really trying. Here it comes.
Here it comes.
What?
There you go.
There's the flurry rush. Flurry rush is beautiful.
Look at this frame rate. Ah!
So basically, flurry rush is when you get a perfect dodge. Like anyone that's played a Platinum Games video game knows what this is.
Yeah.
Is it like in Bayonetta, it's witch time. So they did that, and I really like it. But getting a perfect dodge for doing that was a lot more challenging in this version than on the Wii U version I played earlier. Either that or I was just playing bad. I don't know.
Maybe. Okay, that's Zelda. And that's Switch.
That's Zelda, and that's the Switch. So now I guess we can talk about, like, overall. There was one thing we didn't show. You have the thing where we're sliding the controllers into the charger thing. Is that the one?
So that's not a charger.
It is a charger.
No.
It charges the Joy-Cons.
No, it does. Unless it's plugged in.
No, it's still charging. It's got a battery on it.
I don't think it does.
Oh, it does.
I think you're misinformed, dude.
No. It charges it. But is it this the video that we did it on?
Yeah, but it takes me a while to.
Okay, so you guys can get some footage on the Joy-Con.
This is awkward. Like this grip is awkward to take off.
The grip
like, I was
the easiest
afraid
thing
of breaking the controller. Like there's a lock underneath that white piece of plastic, and then there's a button in the back, and you have to unlock the thing. I'm gonna do it again. So unlock the white piece back, unlock, and then there's that button. And I have to press that button and push.
And the cool thing was that these Joy-Cons were actually synced to a machine that was playing Legend of Zelda, and you kept pressing buttons, and the dudes were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. So there's
so here's the thing.
I don't think this.
It charges. Don't you see the thing that when you slide them in, you're going to see that those lights are going to light up.
Sure.
That thing charges them. I'm telling you right now.
It reads the.
No, dude, it charges them.
I think it. It's only. I think it only passes energy. So you.
See, it's even telling you what battery level those things are at.
Telling what battery level those things are at.
Dude, I'm telling you, that thing charges. Because, like, how else are you going to charge it?
You plug in the USB at the top. Like that's how you charge it.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that thing charges. But anyway.
Yeah, that's the video.
That controller. So we played with that controller for a little bit. I think it was Fast RMX that had that controller on it. Didn't it? I'm pretty sure it was Fast RMX that had that controller.
I don't remember. Probably.
Yeah. So we played with that controller, and the only thing that I would say about that thing, because a lot of people are going to say, it's just a square. It's kind of weird. It doesn't have the shape of a regular controller. And the only thing I have to say about that
you would be right.
I wish that the thing had it was a little bit wider.
Yeah, definitely. Feels small.
Yeah, the controller only feels a little bit smaller. Like the Pro controller feels great.
Yes.
That thing does not feel as good as the Pro controller. It feels a little bit too small. Like if it was just, I want to say like 1 centimeter larger total, like half a centimeter at the middle, in the middle piece.
Yeah.
I think it would be fine. But
Definitely.
other than that, it felt okay. I mean, I would still rather play with a Pro controller, which unfortunately doesn't come included. But ultimately, I don't think I would have a problem playing with that thing. Like I played RMX and it was fine.
It's one of those things that I don't know if long periods of time is going to give you cramped heads.
Longer periods of time could be a problem, but I'm probably going to buy a Pro controller anyway. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, and now the console starts to get expensive, right?
At that point, the console is almost like it's actually way more expensive than a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, how do you like those 32 gigs of internal memory for the $300 you're gonna pay for? Oh,
the internal memory on the console.
So you're gonna buy an external SD.
You're gonna
buy the Pro controller.
But it's like the thing
you're gonna buy a USB-C cable to charge the Joy-Con.
The thing about the SD card that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right. The thing about that is like it's a very specific situation for me because you and me are probably going to be receiving a lot of digital games for the Switch.
So?
For review purposes.
Yeah.
Most people are probably going to buy the cards. The cartridges.
No, I wouldn't. Like, I personally wouldn't. Like, really? I hate physical. Really.
Okay. I love physical.
I'm ready to let physical die. I'm just ready to let physical die. Like, all my PlayStation 4 collection is all digital now. I bought some cartridges for my 3DS, and I almost regret it, because I never know what those things are. It's like, oh, okay, where's the fucking game? Instead of just going to the library and downloading.
I would definitely go full physical if I could.
Nah.
But unfortunately, that's not going to be an option, because, like, usually we have review codes and stuff, and so we're going to have to go digital. And for that purpose, I'm going to have to buy a whole bunch of SD cards. I'm probably going to end up buying a bunch of 128 gigs.
I'm probably not. I'm going to do the 128 gig.
And then delete?
Yeah. Like, just manage it that way. Like, Zelda is, what?
I don't know.
16, I think. It's 16 gigs. So, like, those games that's not going to fill up a 128 gigabyte card that fast. But it's still, yeah, it's not a lot of storage.
It's 32 gigs is definitely not a lot of storage. So that would be on the negative side of things.
Yeah.
But other than that, overall,
I think we got it. Yeah.
Overall, what are your thoughts on the Switch?
Even if I wasn't covering it, I would buy it.
You're gonna buy a Switch.
No doubt about it. And like, I only knew I was gonna cover Switch games today, and I had already made the decision to buy the console. Like, today was the day that I met the Nintendo Portugal people, and they were like, "Yeah, let's work together."
Yeah.
So yeah.
So like, a lot of people actually ask me sometimes, "Why do you cover Nintendo games?" Because a lot of them you can't monetize. Like, because Nintendo people in Portugal are fucking amazing. That's why.
And not only that, like, even though Nintendo does that crap to YouTubers, where they don't let YouTubers monetize their videos, I still think, in the interest of being fair to the industry, you should highlight good games.
Yeah.
Like, and like, the fact that we make money or not, like, that should take a back seat. And I think there are so many ways to make money out of what we do that is not advertisement.
Yeah.
So, like, you've got sponsor. You had a Patreon.
I had a Patreon, but I got rid of it.
So, did you replace that with the sponsor stuff on YouTube?
I mean, YouTube.
There are
I have sponsorship on YouTube. Whenever sometimes people bless me with the sponsorship, I appreciate it. But it's like, I'm not actively advertising it, you know? Because, like, you and me, we have jobs right now, so it's like,
we don't need our channels to live.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
We're in a position right now where YouTube revenue is not our main source of income, which is a good position to be in. Cause
So there's another reason why we do Nintendo stuff, or why I'm gonna do Nintendo stuff at least, because I've never done it in the past.
Yeah,
This is my first.
You haven't covered Nintendo stuff in the past, but yeah, I'm excited about the Switch. One of the things that
I'll tell you though,
what?
I can get really pissed when I make an upcoming video games video and there's
And
like a
Nintendo
little
claims
bit of a trailer from Nintendo and Nintendo claims it.
They instantly claim
God,
it. Yeah, it is frustrating.
It's the worst.
But
It's like it's not even a Nintendo video, guys. What the fuck?
as I was saying, the thing about the Switch that I would really like Nintendo to just step up and do, and they haven't done it so far, is for them to just go, look, guys, forget about the 3DS. This is the new console. This is the new thing. This is what you use. But they're not doing it. They're holding back.
Do you know how many millions of 3DSs
I
are out
know. You got like probably in the 60s right now.
Like
the 60 million range.
They were talking about...
And not just that, but like the 3DS, out of all the consoles out there right now, it has the biggest library of games out of any console ever.
And sales are not slowing down.
No, they're not.
Like, it's not on a downward trend. They're still selling a crap ton of them.
Particularly because during Black Friday, they had like that promotion that was like $99 for a new 3DS. I was like, you guys are crazy. That's like crazy good value. But yeah, I just wish that Nintendo would focus everything on the Switch, because then you would get all of these great games that you have on the 3DS. Like, you got Monster Hunter. You got even the original Xenoblade Chronicles.
Monster Hunter is not a great game.
You shut your mouth. You shut your dirty mouth. And
it's like
there's more.
Fallout 4, Monster Hunter.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fallout 4.
Overwatch.
Let me talk. Wow. Dude covers Overwatch for a living, just like trash.
No, I don't actually. Not anymore.
But it's just one of those things. I would like for them to just add support for the 3DS library if you put that on the Switch, and it's like that console would explode. It'd be the best thing ever.
Right.
But like Nintendo has a lot of third-party studios that are just like attached to Nintendo. You know, like for instance, Monolith Soft with the Xenoblade Chronicles stuff. You got Capcom when it comes to the Monster Hunter franchise, and you got a bunch more. It's just I can't even think of them right now because we've been talking about the Switch nonstop. I'm just tired.
And I do believe they'll drop the 3DS if the Switch sells.
Yeah, if the Switch succeeds, I believe they will drop.
There's no question about it. Like back when they made the transition from Game Boy Advance to the Nintendo DS,
they
and
said
people
the same thing.
People freaked out. Like, what is this thing with two screens? And they're like, don't worry. This is a separate thing. We're going to make a new Game Boy Advance at some point. Yeah. And then the DS sold like crazy, and they were like,
yep,
forget the Game Boy Advance. So 3DS is the same thing.
I just really hope the Switch sells well, because then you would have that whole library on there. And the really good thing about the Switch is, like, I don't like playing 3DS in my house.
And I don't like having to own a 3DS to play Nintendo games.
Yeah. It's like, because when you're out and about, it's great.
I want one platform.
Yeah, but it's like, when you're out and about, it's great having a 3DS because it's very convenient. You whoop it out, you open the screen, you play the game, boom, done, great. When you're back home and there's no solution to play that awesome game you're playing on the big screen, that's where it breaks down. And that's where the Switch is really good. Because, like, you can be playing that awesome game on the go, and then you can come home, you put it on the dock, and you play it on the big screen.
Definitely.
And that's the selling point for me. So I just hope the Switch sells well. Right now, I'm optimistic. I liked what we've played on the Switch, apart from, like we said, Street Fighter and Bomberman. Those two were just like things we didn't like. Snipperclips, definitely the biggest surprise we had. Really good if you have another player to play with you. Zelda Breath of the Wild looks great, looks amazing. It's like day one purchase for most people, I think.
Yeah, that was fun.
And yeah, 1-2 Switch is also surprisingly fun.
Yeah.
A lot of people are automatically going to dismiss 1-2 Switch, and I really think they shouldn't.
I'm really looking forward to showing that to
the 1-2 Switch
to some friends, yeah.
Like people who aren't actual hardcore gamers.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, let's just get together, have some fun with this.
Let's just get together and fuck around with this thing. And like, hey, you lose, you drink, or something like that. Drinking games.
Yeah. Boom. I mean, if you want to go that route, my favorite drinking game is actually drinking. So.
Globku just fucking drinks. Anyway, you guys, that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our first impressions on the Switch. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. There's links to Globku's channel in the description, so go subscribe to him as well on the Magical Noob. And if you speak Portuguese, there's a link in the description for the Consolamos project. We got to be calling it Consolamos project, because putting project at the end of something makes it sound badass.
Also, English people don't know what Consolamos means. So adding the word project gives them something to grasp.
Consolamos project.
That's a good idea.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. We're out of here.
Bye.